After a lifetime of working, something interesting happens when you enter retirement. Your entire financial focus shifts. For decades, the goal was simple: earn more, save more, grow more. Every raise, every bonus, every investment decision pointed in one direction: up. But in retirement, that changes. Now the focus moves to protecting what you built, making it last, not running out. And here is where most retirees make a quiet mistake. They stop looking for signs that their wealth is growing because they assume it is not. They see the market move up and down, they watch their monthly withdrawals, and they start to wonder, am I actually okay? Here is what most people do not realize. There are 5 specific signs that your net worth is quietly increasing in retirement, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when the headlines are scary, even when your account balance looks the same as last month. These are not feelings. These are measurable mathematical indicators, and most retirees who have them don't even know it. Today, we're going to walk through all 5. One of them, sign number 4, is the one that surprises people the most because it means you're building wealth without doing anything differently at all. Let's get into it. Why retirement wealth works differently. Before we get to the 5 signs, you need to understand one thing about how wealth works in retirement. It doesn't always look the way you expect. When you were working, wealth was visible. Your paycheck grew, your 401k balance climbed. You could see progress every month. In retirement, wealth is quieter. It works in the background. It shows up not in big dramatic numbers, but in small, consistent patterns that most people walk right past. A financial planner would call these leading indicators, not what your balance is today, but what direction your financial health is actually moving. And here is the truth that most retirement content will not tell you directly. You can be getting wealthier in retirement while your account balance stays flat. You can be in a stronger position at 72 than you were at 68, even if the market did nothing to help you. These 5 signs will show you exactly how to tell. Sign number 1, the passive surplus. The first sign is what we call the passive surplus. Here's the simple definition. Your passive income, the money coming in from Social Security, pension payments, dividends, or any other source that does not require you to work, exceeds your actual required monthly expenses by at least 10%. Not by a little, by 10% or more consistently. Why 10% matter? Because that gap is not just comfort money. That's compounding capital. Every month you spend less than what comes in, you're adding to your wealth base without touching your investment accounts, without drawing down your savings, without doing anything at all. Here's a concrete example. Imagine someone whose required monthly expenses, housing, food, utilities, insurance, transportation, total $3,000, and their Social Security plus pension income comes in at $3,300 every month. That $300 monthly surplus is not leftover spending money. That's $3,600 a year being added to their financial foundation. Over 10 years, with even modest growth, that becomes a meaningful number. The question to ask yourself is this: when you subtract your actual required expenses from your actual passive income, not your total spending, just your required expenses, is there a positive number left over? And is that number at least 10% of your expenses? If yes, sign number 1 is yours. Sign number 2, debt-to-asset inversion. The second sign is the debt-to-asset inversion. This one is straightforward but powerful. If your home is paid off or nearly paid off, and the value of that property is rising faster than general inflation, your net worth is increasing automatically, every single month, without you making a single decision. Here's the math behind it. The average home in the United States has appreciated at roughly 4 to 5% annually over the long term. If general inflation is running at 3% and your home is appreciating at 4.5%, you are gaining net worth in real terms every year, not just on paper. And when there's no mortgage attached to that property, the entire gain belongs to you. There's no lender taking a share of the appreciation, no monthly payment reducing your cash flow, no debt growing on the other side of the ledger. This is what debt-to-asset inversion means. The debt side of your personal balance sheet shrinks to near zero. The asset side continues to grow. The gap between those two numbers is your net worth, and that gap is widening. Now, this does not mean your home is your only retirement asset. It shouldn't be. But if you own your home outright and you live in an area with steady property appreciation, you are holding a wealth-building asset that works for you 24 hours a day. Sign number 2, debt-to-asset inversion. Check your mortgage balance, check your current home value. If the gap is growing in your favor, this sign is yours. Sign number 3, tax-free bucket growth. The third sign is about a specific type of account growth that most people undervalue because it doesn't show up in the way they expect. If you have a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k and the balance in that account is growing, every single dollar of that growth is actual wealth, not pre-tax wealth, not theoretical wealth, real, spendable, government cannot touch it wealth. Here's why this distinction matters more than most people realize. A traditional IRA or 401k balance is not fully yours. When you withdraw from it, you will owe income tax on every dollar. Depending on your tax bracket, 15, 20, or 22% of that balance will go to the government the moment you take it out. So a traditional account showing $100,000 may really be $80,000 of usable wealth, or less. A Roth account is different. The money inside has already been taxed. Every dollar of growth, every dollar of earnings, every dollar that compounds inside that account belongs entirely to you when you withdraw it in retirement. The government has no claim on it. So if your Roth balance grew by $8,000 this year, you gained $8,000 of real net worth. Not $6,000 after taxes, $8,000. All of it. This is why Roth account growth is a genuine sign of increasing wealth, especially in retirement, when tax efficiency matters more than at any other stage of your financial life. Sign number 3, is your Roth balance growing? If yes, that growth is real. Sign number 4, the shrinking withdrawal rate. This is the sign that surprises people most, and it is the one I want you to pay close attention to. Most people in retirement are familiar with the 4% rule, the idea that you can withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year, and based on historical data, your money should last 30 years. But here is what is actually happening for many retirees who are building wealth without realizing it. They are only withdrawing 3%, sometimes 2.5%, sometimes less, not because they are restricting themselves, not because they're living poorly, but because their passive income is covering more of their expenses than they expected, and they simply do not need to pull as much from their portfolio. And here is the math of why that matters enormously. If your portfolio is $1 million and you withdraw 4%, you take out $40,000 this year. Your portfolio needs to return at least 4% just to stay flat. But if you only withdraw 3%, $30,000, your portfolio only needs to return 3% to stay even. And in a year when the market returns 7%, you're not just staying flat, you're growing significantly. Every year that your actual withdrawal rate stays below 4%, your portfolio is compounding at a rate faster than you're spending it down. Your wealth is increasing quietly, automatically, without any new decisions on your part. If you are living comfortably in retirement and you find yourself not needing to pull as much from your savings as you planned, that is not luck. That is a mathematical sign that your financial position is stronger than it appears. Sign number 4, check your actual withdrawal rate this year. If it is below 4% and your lifestyle has not suffered, you are in a stronger position than most. Sign number 5, health as a financial asset. The fifth sign is one that no spreadsheet will show you, but it belongs in any honest conversation about retirement wealth. Your healthcare maintenance costs are coming in under your healthcare budget. Here is what that means practically. When you build a retirement plan, you should include a healthcare buffer, a set amount each month or year reserved for medical expenses, doctor visits, prescriptions, dental, vision, unexpected needs. Most financial planners recommend planning conservatively because healthcare costs in retirement are one of the biggest variables. But here is what happens for people who have invested in their health through regular preventative care, consistent physical activity, annual wellness visits through Medicare, and proactive management of chronic conditions. Their actual healthcare spending comes in below that buffer, consistently. And every dollar that does not get spent on a medical bill stays in your financial foundation. It compounds. It adds to your net worth. It extends the life of your portfolio. Think of it this way. If your healthcare buffer is $500 a month and your actual average spending is $350 a month, you have $150 a month, or $1,800 a year, quietly building in your favor. Over 10 years, that's $18,000. With compounding, more. Your health is not separate from your wealth in retirement. It is one of the most direct inputs into your long-term financial security. Retirees who maintain their health are not just living better, they're spending less, compounding more, and building wealth in a way that never shows up on a standard balance sheet. Sign number 5. Is your actual healthcare spending consistently below your planned healthcare budget? If yes, that gap is compounding wealth. Let's bring all 5 together. Sign 1, your passive income exceeds your required expenses by at least 10% every month. Sign 2, your home is paid off and appreciating faster than inflation. Sign 3, your Roth account balance is growing, and that growth is completely tax-free. Sign 4, your actual withdrawal rate is below 4%, and your quality of life has not changed. Sign 5, your real healthcare costs are running below your planned healthcare budget. How many of these 5 do you currently have? If you have at least 3, write the word wealthy in the comments right now, not because it is a game, but because recognizing where you actually stand is the first step to managing it well. And if you're not sure whether your overall retirement plan is as strong as it should be, watch this next. The true cost of retiring on $2 million. The numbers in that video will give you a clear benchmark for where you stand and what adjustments actually move the needle. The link is right here. I'll see you there.